Men, let's talk about something real, something that confuses, hurts, and breaks even the strongest of men. You've probably asked yourself at some point, why would a woman cheat when I've given her everything? You've done your best. You've loved her deeply. You've provided, protected, and done everything possible to make her happy. Yet, she still cheated on you. I know that question hurts, and the truth behind it can be even more shocking. But today, let's break it down carefully, honestly, and compassionately, because understanding the why behind such actions can help you heal, grow, and maybe prevent it from happening. Before we go further, let me make this clear. Not all women cheat. But there are some women who, even in what looks like a happy and perfect relationship, still find themselves emotionally or physically involved with another man. And often, it's not because you did something terribly wrong. It's because of deeper emotional and psychological reasons that many men overlook. So, let's look at the three main reasons why some women cheat in relationships that appear to be perfect. And trust me, number 3 will surprise you. 1. Some women get bored in a happy and perfect relationship. This might sound unbelievable. How can someone get bored in a happy relationship? But it happens more often than you think. You've created a peaceful world for her. You're kind, attentive, loving, and always available. You make sure she lacks nothing. You pay attention to her needs and do everything to make her happy. You're reliable, predictable, and consistent. But here's the catch. Sometimes consistency starts to feel boring. Some women, especially those who crave emotional excitement or unpredictability, can start to feel too comfortable in a peaceful relationship. They begin to confuse stability with boredom. The very peace you've built starts to feel like routine to her, and routine feels like emotional emptiness. It's not even that you've done anything wrong, but her heart begins to miss the rush, the emotional thrill that comes from uncertainty, tension, or newness. And when that emotional thrill is missing, some women unconsciously seek it elsewhere. It could start innocently, a friendly chat with someone at work, a playful exchange online, or a connection with someone who makes her feel alive again. Before long, that spark turns into a flame. You see, peaceful relationships require emotional maturity to appreciate. Not every woman can handle calmness. Some only know how to function in chaos. They confuse excitement with love and peace with boredom. So while you're thinking, I've given her heaven on earth, she's quietly thinking, something is missing. And what's missing is not you. It's her ability to handle peace. 2. Weak boundaries. The second reason why some women cheat in a perfect relationship is because their man has weak boundaries. Many men, in their desire to please and maintain peace, fail to set clear limits. They become too accommodating, too forgiving, and too afraid of being misunderstood. They allow things that should have been corrected early on to slide, until those small cracks become big problems. For example, you may allow her to maintain overly close friendships with other men, thinking it's harmless. You might ignore subtle disrespect because you don't want to seem controlling. You may brush off certain behaviors like flirting, staying out too late, or emotional attachment to another man, believing that trust means letting her do whatever she wants. But here's the truth. Boundaries protect love, not destroy it. When a man has no boundaries, a woman slowly loses respect for him. And when respect fades, emotional attraction often follows. Some women test limits subconsciously. They want to know how much they can get away with, how much you value yourself, and whether you have the strength to say no. When you fail to stand firm, she sees you as weak. A relationship without structure begins to lose balance. She starts to feel emotionally unsafe, not because you're harsh, but because you're too lenient. And that's when she may begin to explore emotional attention elsewhere, not necessarily because she's unhappy, but because she feels unchallenged and unrestrained. Real love requires discipline and respect. A man who has healthy boundaries commands both. Without them, love becomes fragile and temptation grows stronger. 3. You avoid quarrel and confrontation at all costs. Now, this is the one that surprises most men. Some women cheat because you're too peaceful. Yeah, you heard me right. Too peaceful. In your effort to keep her happy, you may have become too accommodating. You don't argue. You don't confront. You don't challenge her behavior. You just let things go. You tell yourself, I don't want problems. I just want peace. But here's the thing. A relationship that never experiences healthy confrontation will eventually become emotionally dull. Conflict, when handled right, brings emotional connection, understanding, and respect. But when one partner avoids it completely, it creates emotional distance. She starts to feel like you don't care deeply enough to fight for what matters, that you would rather stay quiet than express your truth. And sadly, that quietness can make her feel unseen, unheard, and emotionally alone. Women are emotional beings. They want to feel your strength, your opinions, and your leadership. If you're always avoiding disagreements to maintain peace, she begins to feel like you're emotionally absent. And emotional absence often leads to emotional vulnerability, the kind that opens doors to other people. It's not about shouting or fighting. It's about being emotionally present and honest. She wants a man who can stand firm, not one who's always walking on eggshells just to keep her comfortable. So when you avoid every confrontation, she might interpret it as weakness. And that weakness can make her lose both respect and connection. And eventually, she may seek that emotional intensity elsewhere. Finally, not every woman who cheats does so because her man is bad. Sometimes it's because she hasn't healed, matured, or learned how to appreciate peace, boundaries, and stability. Men, understand this. You can be the most loving, loyal, and generous man in the world and still not be enough for someone who isn't emotionally grounded. So instead of blaming yourself endlessly, learn from it. Don't stop being kind, but learn to be firm. Don't stop giving love, but give it wisely. Don't avoid conflict, but handle it with strength and calm. And most importantly, be with someone who values peace, not chaos, maturity, not drama, commitment, not convenience. Because the truth is, no matter how perfect you are, you can't make someone faithful. Faithfulness is a choice that comes from character, not comfort. If this message spoke to you, don't just scroll away. Hit that like button to support the channel. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe for more real, honest conversations about love, relationships, and personal growth.